Good morning, children. Welcome to your AVS class. Students, we are going to start a new chapter today, chapter 17, our Constitution. Now, this is the last chapter for this session, okay? First of all, I will read the chapter for you. So, you will sit with your book and open page 84. Now, follow the way I am reading. When we became independent in 1947, we had a few decisions to make. We had to decide on the type of government we would have. We decided to have a parliamentary democracy in which the people would choose their representatives to the parliament. We also decided to have a separate governments for the country and the states. We have the union government and the state governments. All the state and the union territories make up the Indian Union. So the union government means the government that looks after the whole country. The government of a country runs according to some rules. We decided to write down the rules according to which our country would be governed. These rules form our constitution. How the Constitution was made. Just before we gained independence, our leaders were elected to a body called the Constituent Assembly. It was formed to discuss and decide upon our Constitution. The Constituent Assembly formed a committee and gave it the job to preparing our Constitution. The committee was headed by a very learned man called Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. It studied the constitutions of many other countries and came up with one that would suit us. The constitution prepared by the committee was discussed and approved by the Constituent Assembly. It finally became our constitution on 26 January 1950. We say that we adopted our constitution on this day and call it our Republic Day. Now, next page, a few things about our constitution. Ours is a very long constitution. It is the lengthiest in the world. We cannot discuss everything in it, but here are a few important things. The first point, all citizens, Indians, are equal and have equal rights. This means people cannot be stopped from doing a job, studying in an institution, entering a public place, buying property, and so on, just because they belong to a particular caste or religion, or are rich or poor, or are men or women. It also means that the law is same for everyone. Second, ours is a secular country. This means all religions are equal. Everyone is free to practice their religion. The government does not support a particular religion. It does not favor people following a particular religion or treat people unfairly on the basis of their religion. Next, India is a democratic republic. In a republic, the head of the government is an elected leader and not a king or a hereditary ruler. In a democracy, the people choose their own leaders. Also, everybody is equal in a democracy. Next, liberty or freedom is a very important part of our constitution. Indians have the freedom to lead their lives and express themselves freely. To make sure that they are really free, the constitution gives every citizen, every Indian, certain fundamental rights which no one can take away. Our fundamental rights. Right to live in any part of the country, right to travel anywhere in the country, right to have any profession, right to follow any religion, right to express one's belief and opinions freely, right to education, right to vote. Every Indian who is 18 or above has a right to vote. This is very important right in a democracy. Right not to be forced to work. Children especially cannot be made to work in factories, mines and other dangerous places. Right to equal justice. This means that the law is the same for everybody. Everybody who breaks the law is punished the same way. Anybody who is harmed by someone, even the government, can go to a court to seek justice. Now the next page, our fundamental duties. Just as we have rights, we have some duties too. Here are some of our fundamental duties specified in our constitution. Respecting the constitution, the national flag and the national anthem, respecting the laws of the country, believing in ideals of the freedom struggle, believing in and working for the unity of the country, defending the freedom of our country, treating others as equals and respecting their beliefs, respecting our cultural heritage, protecting our natural environment, protecting public property. So, this is a reading of the chapter, students. Same way you have also to read. Thank you. That's all for this class today.